Attention hairstylists, if you love discovering new pro-level hair products without breaking the bank, you need to check out the latest Hello Salon Pro sampling box. Each month, we curate our must-have products and deliver them to you at a fraction of the price. This month's box is packed with game changers from Carolyn Aronson and It's a 10 Enterprises, including It's a 10 Miracle Leave-In, which eliminates frizz, restores shine, and enhances your hair's natural body. It's a 10 H2O Shield to lock out humidity and frizz-causing moisture. Cloud Volume Spray for bouncy, full-of-life hair. Rewind Real Black Beard so your facial hair looks younger and fuller with every use. And Fast Shampoo, which leaves your hair feeling clean, smooth, and manageable while helping to accelerate hair growth. This month's box actually offers you a first look at the Fast rebrand before its official launch. You don't want to miss this exciting grab. Subscribe now and elevate your kit with pro-approved essentials. Head to salonpro.com to grab yours before it's gone.
Hey everybody, I'm Kelly Ellers.
I'm Jeffrey Lunnan.
And I'm Dee Dee Lobs.
And I am unfucking well right now. We have a guest today, and it
The
is
guest of all
beloved,
guests.
the beloved stylist who started it all.
Your
for
origin
us.
story, literal.
Like, she is here in the flesh. Diane, welcome. Mom, I should say mom.
Thank you, daughter Kelly.
Oh,
And you finally get to rap with Jeffrey. I mean, my mom's always like, does Jeffrey really talk that fast? And I'm
know.
like, he does.
It's-
In fact,
it's true.
faster.
and here we are.
Hardly listen that fast.
And I can hardly
needs to
point
slow you
those
down.
stars. Yeah. I'm so excited to have you here, though. This is quite a treat, and I think our audience is going to like this because we talk about you all the damn time, as you know, because you're a listener.
She might be our #1 fan, but I don't really want to say that out loud because that might be kind of embarrassing.
Well, I mean, I feel like if your mom's not your biggest fan, what are you doing?
Then that's fair. Fair point.
But
All
we're
right.
gonna do a normal episode as best we can,
Let's do
and
it.
we want you, Diane, to weigh in, especially on this segment, which is celebrity photos of the week. So first up, we've got Paris Goebel, which is a really unfortunate last name? Question mark.
I don't know
I
why she
understand-
changed her name.
Well, I think that's why she
That's
just goes
not
by Paris.
Paris. Okay.
All right. So, I mean, she's a choreographer to the stars. We've got a new look here. Where are we ranking this on a scale of 1 being we
Yeah.
don't like to 10? What do we think about this red look?
I mean, I like it. I think it's beautiful. I think that it is a nice tone. I mean, it's a wig, right?
Oh, it's for sure a wig. I mean, not
Yeah.
nary
So-
a bit of scalp showing anywhere.
What do you think,
Heavy
Dee Dee?
bang.
I don't think we're gonna get a good score out of this one.
Um,
Oh, my hair.
it's very red.
It's very
Yeah.
red.
So kudos on the color.
Yeah.
Do you like the fringe with the?
I do.
Because did you use a razor a lot in cutting?
Yes.
Yeah.
A razor was very popular. So
Mhm.
no, I don't mind it. I can't tell the size, but no, it's cute.
This woman wouldn't say anything bad about anyone, so she's like, "It's cute."
Well, I'll
She
rate
doesn't
it a
mind it.
4.
Okay, Dee Dee's got a 4.
Okay.
I'm at a 7. I'm at a
Oh,
7.
that's high,
so-
Kelly. I'm
Yeah, I like
I'm
it.
closer to your mom on this one. I think like we're like 5, 4, very middle of the road. It's laid nicely, like it could.
Did you do a lot of wig work back in the day?
I did a lot of wig
Isn't
work
that-
before it was probably popular.
Why? Like
And-
who was wearing wigs?
I did.
You did?
Oh,
I had every color. Yeah.
Wow.
I had
Were you
curly,
changing it
I
up?
had straight. Yes, I had blonde. And
What
dark
year was this?
curly.
Circa what?
1970s.
Well, hot damn, Dee Dee.
let's
They-
drop those
they did-
pics.
Yeah.
Do you have any pics?
No, but I have the wigs.
Can we get a house tour?
Yes, we're doing
Let's-
it.
I will
Please,
take
next time
a
you're out there.
selfie. Yeah,
Yep.
I'll take a
She
selfie.
will take a selfie with the wigs on, and we will
Please.
link it here. Mhm.
Yep,
Lovely.
okay.
We love that
I'm looking
for
forward to it. All right, next we've got Rachel Ziegler in
Mhm.
her Allure shoot. So we got the link
Mhm.
up in front of us. What do we think, gang?
I mean, the cover shot is just a dark black blunt bob, right?
Mhm,
And
mhm.
I think it's fine. I don't think it's anything revolutionary or that like groundbreaking. What do you think?
Well, not for a magazine cover.
Yeah, it needs to.
But maybe it's after the clothes. So she didn't want to
No,
know it's supposed to be the hair.
I think
So-
she's channeling Snow White. So that makes
Ah,
more sense, doesn't
That
it?
does.
does it?
She does. Yes.
So I really like Sunny
I don't know.
Molina. The hairstylist is like incredibly talented. I don't think that the wig is, I mean, the cover hair
The
in
cover should not be
particular.
the cover hair.
No.
No,
No,
No.
like
no.
it's there's like a bump, like where
There is like
do
a
you, like
bump
where
it bump.
where it's a little it's not laid in a way that I think
No.
is
That's not Diane Lob's wig work.
It
That's
it
not.
doesn't flatter her. Say
no.
that.
It's definitely severe. I mean, if that's what they were going for, but it doesn't look,
Yeah.
it looks off to me. I'm gonna give this like a 2 or a 3. And I
All
like
right, I'm
her.
at a
This
2.
is not like a
I'm at a
Rachel
2.
Ziegler
No,
hating.
it's not a drag.
Yeah, it's just not good.
Edie, rate. Let's
3.
go. 3, 2,
Mm,
2,
all
3.
right.
All
Average
right,
it out.
fine.
Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, last up,
All
we've
right.
got Dylan Mulvaney's book tour look. She recently was at the Drew Barrymore show to promote her book, Paper Dolls. Tell me about the look. What are we looking at? What do we got going on?
You know, we're looking at what we might call like a modern day beehive sort of situation.
Yep.
The hair is a beehive with a split and the bangs are over and it's
Yeah.
got a couple tendrils and it's not great.
No,
It's-
there's nothing spectacular about that.
Yeah, we're really like missing these all
Very-
of the when nobody's happy about these looks. I'm gonna say 2 or 3. It's a bad wig.
Yeah.
It's bad. It's bad all around.
Bad.
So I don't know.
Okay, well, we sound like haters, which is a shame because we're
Haters.
not. But these looks were just maybe not the best. So we're gonna go to our next segment, and these are our quick takes. So Diane, we're gonna ask you the questions we ask of all of our guests that are on the pod, but we're gonna spare you the long form interview. So let's do these quick takes. Kelly, do you want to ask her, or do you want me to ask?
I think it's a treat for you to ask her
It
because she really likes you.
Really
I
And I
really
know
like
he won't
her.
ask me anything hard.
This is
He
true.
will. He's
Well-
savage. He will go right for it. Just
But these are
kidding.
the quick takes. These are softballs.
These
Don't
are
you
fun.
worry. All right. So we know that you are yourself a hairstylist. This is, as we said, the origin story of our Kelly Ellers. What is the craziest styling request that you ever received from a client over the years?
Ooh.
Oh, well, Kelly wanted her brother to have a perm. So he was like 14 and she was 12 and a half. So we
Mm.
went to the salon at 8 in the evening
Yeah, I remember.
and gave him a perm.
Mhm.
And the minute it was the rods were taken out, he started crying.
It was
And she
terrible.
started laughing. So we had to take it and straighten it immediately. So at 10 o'clock at night, we were back to straight hair. So that was probably
Wow. Poor Todd.
Yes, he did not like that.
It was bad news
he-
bears.
he
Like
still doesn't think that was funny.
Well, I mean,
We-
it doesn't sound very funny, guys.
He thought he
What's-
looked like a little sheep.
little sheep.
Oh.
Sorry, Todd. An
Yeah.
alpaca. Now they call that alpaca hair.
The
Like,
alpaca cut. You're
he
right.
did look like an
He was ahead of his time.
alpaca.
I mean, Todd's ahead of his time in a lot of ways, but maybe
Yeah.
specifically to his hair in this instance.
The other quick thing
Yeah.
that happened to him, Kelly thought he needed his eyebrows shaped. And well, maybe he did. He was off to a date and he
Mm.
wanted his eyebrows and it didn't work very well and his eyes were all swollen and oh yeah, it was
Did you
not-
wax them, you mean?
Yeah, I waxed. Yeah. and
Oh.
he was not
There
very
was
happy.
all experimental shit happening at our house. Like it was a
Well-
time to be alive. It was
Yeah,
a
this
time to
was
be
in the
alive.
80s and yeah, he
80s.
was like he
The
was
Wild
ahead.
West.
Yes, so-
Okay, next one.
Yeah, next one. What is your go-to song, playlist, or podcast to listen to when you're working?
Oh, no. I don't. You know, when I worked in the salon,
Mhm.
there were no such things. So that
The radio? Were you
You
listening?
literally
we
was,
had-
was
it
there
was
music?
like a boom box. Like it was like a
Of
boom
course.
box.
Oh, country music, you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not
Okay.
really
She's gonna just
yeah.
go back to the country route.
Yeah.
The country. Move back to the country.
easy.
All right. Give me a bucket list item that you most want to check off in the next 6 months.
I want to go to Paris.
Ooh.
Oh, that was a shout out.
Oh,
Like,
well, what? It
I
wasn't
mean,
supposed to
no,
be
that was
Oh,
great.
That was like
Well,
you were quick with it. I mean,
good.
talk about a quick take.
yeah.
All right,
well,
great.
I've already thought about it. But
Okay.
nobody else knows, but I need
Now,
to drop
now the
some
whole world
hints.
knows.
I need
Okay.
to drop some hints.
Well, Kelly, let's make this happen. I want Paris for both of you. Diane, what is a current social media trend that you just don't understand?
Oh, I don't know.
What is
Like,
something
give me
like
an
you
idea.
what is
What do you
something
mean?
that you see like on
You're
Instagram?
like,
You're
what the hell is
probably on
this?
Facebook though, that you see on Facebook that you don't like that people do. Like it's irritating. Like I don't want to.
Oh,
I know what it is.
oh, that is. I won't say a name. But
He has
yeah,
a
it's
friend that she's
a
always
friend.
posting
She
selfies
posts
and
selfies, and
Hmm.
it's
she
just
shouldn't. No, it isn't a good look for her, but she thinks it is. And
Wow.
I won't say, yeah. And it's, I think she still thinks she's like 20 and she's
Hmm.
not. So
great. So
yeah.
if you're past 20, no selfies
No
on
selfies. I feel like that's honestly a pretty good rule for life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good
Shoot.
point. Yeah.
Okay, next one.
All right. Last question. If you could have an unlimited supply of one thing for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Oh wow.
Apple pie. Is that good?
Why apple pie? Let's
don't
dig
know,
in there.
I like it.
I
And
like
Okay.
it.
Any particular kind of,
No,
or just like any apple pie
or
will do?
peach.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't eat it very often. So
Hmm.
yeah.
So
Okay.
you're just gonna
Limited
go
supply.
wild on apple pie.
Wow. Wow.
That's
We did
just
it.
Love
in
that.
my mind.
I like it. Good job, Dee Dee. This was fun.
This was the quick takes. Have you heard of they're gonna have to bleep me. Have you heard of the cunty little Bob?
No, but you could explain it. I have visions of
I imagine you do.
know
Have
if
you
do.
have you been watching The White Lotus?
no,
Oh, Kelly, we got to get her up to speed on The White
No.
Lotus.
no.
So there is a trending haircut. There's a character who has a very short bob that is
Mhm.
now being dubbed, as per its creator, the cunty little Bob. We'll drop some pictures.
Yeah, that's kind of whatever.
That's a name.
Yeah.
Madeline's saying
Yeah, it's
Well, Bob's been around forever, so why-
just add
why
a
did-
naughty
yeah,
word in
yeah.
front of
just
it.
add a naughty and it's suddenly different. Although, does it change your opinion of this knowing that the creator of this haircut also created the Rachel cut?
Mm.
You know, I
No.
I don't know.
She's unaffected.
I don't-
Wow. Okay. All right. And with that, what a guest. What a get for us, Kelly. I'm
It's
thrilled.
hot in her. It's
Yeah,
hot.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining.
Thank you. This was a joy. This
Was
is a
it?
really
Oh.
like I feel like my life has come full
Oh.
circle.
It
like
really has.
yeah,
Oh,
it's been
good.
fun.
Oh, good.
This week we're talking with Nickie Nougaisse. Nickie is the founder and CEO of Curls Dynasty and IBol Beauty, the first chain of 24-hour hair salons, which is crazy. In 2014, Nickie decided to start crafting her own formulas that she could trust. When she reached results that she felt confident in and they worked on her own hair, Nickie launched Curls Dynasty, a line of premium chemical-free curl products. Curls Dynasty uses only organic and natural ingredients in their products and allows users to target their specific frustrations with their line of cleansers, conditioners, masks, and more. This is a great story. Excited for you.
Now it's time for our segment, If They Were a Hairstyle. Every week we'll ask the host who interviewed the week's guest what hairstyle the guest would be based on their personality in that episode. Kelly, what hairstyle would Nickie be?
I mean, she is a carefree, like all natural, embracing her own texture. So I'm just going to say she is all natural.
Ooh.
Ooh. All right. Make sure you subscribe, rate and review, and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok at Read the Tease and sending questions, even to my mom.
Ooh, I would love if we just did a Q&A with her. Maybe
That would
that's
be
what people
amazing.
should do. Please send your questions to Diane Labs.
To volumeup@thetease.com.
But before we get to Kelly's interview with Nickie, let's talk Tease beauty news. First up, we got an article called Beyond the Skin, the social impact of choosing ethically sourced organic beauty from our friends at the Green Beauty Foundation. Imagine for a moment a world where every dab of moisturizer, every swipe of lipstick carries with it a story, not just of luxury or beauty, but of hope, kindness, and respect. Picture Maria, a small-scale farmer in Brazil, waking up with the sun to tend to her garden of maracuja plants, knowing that the fruits of her labor will not only support her family, but also contribute to a global movement of clean, conscious beauty. This is the heart of the organic beauty movement, a story that stretches from the fields and farms to our very faces, reminding us that our choices have power. They have the potential to support fair wages, champion cruelty-free practices, and promote environmental stewardship. Head to thetease.com to delve into why choosing properly sourced organic beauty products transcends mere skincare and cosmetics, weaving an intricate tapestry of ethics and social responsibility that impacts lives, communities, and the planet. What a story from our friends over at the Green Beauty Foundation. Don't we love to see these kinds of pieces from them?
I do. I mean, I think supporting fair trade and all of those things mentioned, environmental stewardship, mentioned in the article are important because it creates, even albeit starting small, a ripple effect, which we need that ripple to become bigger and more mainstream. So thank you to them for all the great work that they're doing. All right, next up, extension artist Sarah Ashley shares her best tips and tricks for styling bobs with hair extensions. It's no secret that bobs, which we've talked about, are one of the trendiest haircuts of the moment. From the red carpet to our social media feeds, bobs of all styles, textures, square, blunt, French, and old Hollywood have been popping up everywhere. So much so that it's pretty safe to say that the short haircuts won't be going anywhere anytime soon. If you are a stylist, that's you, that's wanting to achieve the perfect bob for your client, there's one essential that you'll definitely want to have in your styling arsenal, and that is something unexpected: hair extensions. While there's a common misconception that extensions are just for clients wanting long hair transformation, they can also be amazing for adding volume and thickness to short hair, particularly bobs. Not to mention, if your client is wanting to experiment with different hairstyles without waiting for their bob to grow out, hair extensions are the perfect solution. We love a hair extension over here at the Tease. However, it's important to note that adding extensions to short hair for fullness is very different than adding them for length. That's why we tapped New York-based extensionist and Remy Cachet brand ambassador Sarah Ashley to share her best tips and tricks for styling bobs with extensions. Head to thetease.com for her insights. Mom, would you ever get extensions for your bob?
Yes,
You
definitely.
would. She definitely
That
would.
was a fast answer.
We
Oh,
love volume.
we
We love volume. What else do we love?
Fluffy
Fluff,
volume hair.
fluffy.
Fluffy hair. Well, yes, I would definitely do extensions.
You know, I
for Bob.
interviewed the founder of Remy Cachet, and maybe I'll hit her up because maybe you need a little zhuzh.
Little
Yeah.
clip in.
Yeah.
I love some zhuzh.
Anyway,
Thank you so much to our contributors and our editors for this week's beauty news. And don't forget to check out more stories like these over on thetease.com.
now stay tuned for my interview with Nickie. Nickie Nougaisse is the founder and CEO of Curls Dynasty and IBol Beauty, the first chain of 24-hour hair salons. Throughout her life, Nickie had faced challenges in her own hair care journey. When she hit her breaking point, she decided to transition to natural hair, which came with its own set of difficulties like chemical-filled products. In 2014, Nickie decided to start crafting her own formulas that she could trust. When she reached results that she felt confident in and worked in her own hair, Nickie launched Curls Dynasty, a line of premium chemical-free curls products. Nickie was born and raised in Haiti, but moved to Florida when she was 13 years old. Her Haitian culture and relationship with her family there are a big part of her story. From a young age, Nickie's mother taught her how to fight for what you want and how to be disciplined. Nickie's personal experience with hair relaxers is what ultimately led her to embrace her natural curls. Patterns of chemical scalp burns and peeling were her breaking point, and Nickie knew that other women were facing the same issues. When she started making products in her kitchen, other women expressed interest, which led her to selling her products in retail stores like Target and Walmart. Curls Dynasty uses only organic and natural ingredients in their products and allows users to target their specific frustrations with their line of cleansers, conditioners, masks, and more. We are here. I'm super excited to talk to you. We've got a lot to dig into, but first, can you explain from the beginning how you ended up working in the hair industry? I think it's going to be a good story, right, Nickie?
It blows my mind to this day because I kid you not, I did not set out, Kelly, to work in the hair industry. It's one of those things that just found you, right? So I had a relaxer. It's a chemical process, right? To straighten natural hair. I have naturally kinky, curly hair. It's like different types up in here. And as a teenager, the choice was made for me for my hair to be relaxed. And at first, I loved it. It looked good. You know, the hair was flowing. Yes, but over the years, the chemicals started to take a toll on my hair's health and scalp as well. So I had one last relaxer that was so bad. I got really badly burned. And for weeks after that, I had to deal with the scabs and just, it was unsightly. It was bad.
Oh my goodness.
I made the decision, no more relaxers.
Right.
So from that point, I'm like, okay, I haven't really had that much time with my natural hair as a person who was doing it myself, because before that, my mom was still doing my hair, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And I had no idea what I'm doing. So I'm like, okay, time to get into the research and really learn what's going on up here. So I
Yeah.
started looking up ingredients, products, and made my own little concoction that
Oh,
I use over time. Because a lot of people, when they are leaving the chemical processes behind, they do a big chop, like they shave their head off. I didn't want to do that. Right.
really? And they start over. Like
They
we're
start over.
starting. No
Yeah,
way. Oh my
all the
God.
time.
Okay. Huh. All right.
We call
And
that the big chop.
okay. And what's the basis for that? Literally just to get fresh. We're starting with
Yeah,
new hair.
just so your natural hair, when you're getting the relaxers,
Mm-hmm.
every 6 to 8 weeks, you'd have to get a touch up at the roots
Yep.
to like make them straight
Sure.
like the ends. So when we do the big chop, we cut off the relaxed ends and leave what
Okay.
out naturally.
Okay.
So I did not want to do that. I was not brave enough to do the big chop. So I decided that
Ah,
I would transition and let my
okay.
hair grow out as much as possible so that I have a little length before I cut off the dead end. So
For
it was
sure.
that process that I rediscovered my texture, what it likes, and what products and ingredients. And that's how Curls Dynasty was born.
No way.
Yes, I was making stuff for myself, and people around me saw the results. They liked them. And one day, a coworker asked me to make her a bottle of my oil, and she'd give me $10. And then from there, I just
Come
kept making
on.
bottles for people.
That's crazy. I love that. I love that for you. That's amazing. So I know you have a background in a degree in psychology and criminal justice. I mean,
Yes.
this is a change and a transition away from that degree, right?
Full 360, like nothing to do with the other at all.
That is amazing. Okay, walk me through, when you did your big chop and you had all the different, types and textures of hair. That's really when you were like, I need a product that can do what? Fill in the blank.
So that could keep my hair moisturized for a
Okay.
longer period of times.
Okay.
People with textured hair, naturally kinky curly hair, we have one big problem in common, and that's dryness.
Okay.
Cannot keep those curls moisturized for a long period of time. So I found myself, like, I left the relaxer, which was a vicious
Mhm.
cycle, and I found myself in another cycle where in order for my hair to feel good, look good, I'd have to have my hands in my hair every single day moisturizing for it to pop, right?
Ah, I see.
Right.
Okay.
So I needed something that would keep moisture in my hair for longer. And by doing so, not only does it look good, but it also retains length, because there's this
Mm,
idea that textured hair can't grow, and that's because it gets dry and it breaks off.
I
So,
see.
right, if your hair is moisturized, it looks good, it's healthier, and you retain length, all of that. So I needed a product that could do that, and I could not find something on the market. On the contrary, it felt like everything was drying out my hair.
Ah, interesting. And
Yes.
what year was this? When did this all happen?
Whew. 2014, 2015. See, the
Okay.
timeline is a little bit off because I did not wake up one day and say, hey, I'm doing this. It was
Right.
through making things myself progressively that I said, okay, this is a thing. People love it. I have to like slap a name on it and keep
Love
going.
it. I love it. Tell me a little bit about your upbringing. I know that, your culture, relationship with your family, your hair. Talk to me about how that influenced where you are today.
Oh, goodness. I was born and raised in Haiti.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Childhood was beautiful. There's a lot of stuff
Wow.
that's was going on back then and that's still going on
Mm,
now that I was shielded from. And my mom, bless her heart, she was a single woman raising two daughters
wow.
in Port-au-Prince. And in spite of not having access to a lot of the things that we use for beauty, right?
Mhm.
But I always saw organically a lot of things that she would do for herself and us beauty-wise. So she'd make
Huh.
her own little concoctions at home for hair, like she'd mix oils with other ingredients to do, whether it's medicinal or
Mm-hmm.
just topical for beauty. One thing
Huh.
that really stands out is she would make carrot juice from scratch, right? So she would grate it and then she'd take the
Okay.
pulp and put it on her face as a mask.
Really?
And so
And
I
what does
had,
that do?
well, listen,
The
carrot
vitamins, right? I
allegedly
mean,
vitamin A, right? It supposedly
yeah.
helps to clear out the skin and make it supple and brighten it.
Smart woman.
Yes, she
Dang.
was doing that when I was yay high. And I was like, wait a minute. Over the years, learning about formulation and ingredients, I'm like, she was
Yeah.
doing something.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. So she made do with what she had, right? I mean, as a
Yes,
single mom, all of these different things. And she had her own beauty regimen, but it was
yes.
maybe a little different than something you would typically, certainly buy off the shelf, right?
Absolutely. She was very crafty. She made do, and she was not the best at doing hair. She didn't know how to do hair. I'm like,
Okay.
how you end up with two daughters, but you don't know how to do hair? But she always made sure we had the cutest little barrettes. Like we could never leave the house
Adorable.
looking crazy. So she was a beauty queen in her own rights.
Yeah, I love that. Can't leave the
Yeah.
house looking crazy. Is that what you
Yeah.
said?
Yes.
So my mom was a salon owner and stylist for 40 years. And so that resonates with me because we did not leave the house
Yeah.
looking anything but perfect too,
Yeah.
from the lipstick to the hair. It was always something that's been ingrained in me as well.
Absolutely. And in our culture, unfortunately, you're judged by how your kids look.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Huh. All right, so let's talk about Curls Dynasty. You talked a little bit about making products in your kitchen. Like, let's back up and walk me through the process with no quote unquote formal training or education in
Mhm.
hairstyling. How did you know where to begin? I mean, maybe it's beckoning back to your mom and what she was doing.
What I learned, so I came from absolutely zero knowledge of this whole
Yeah.
formulation, natural health thing. It was just pure curiosity and frustration of what I was dealing with, right? Because my hair was constantly matted, it was unsightly. So I just started by asking questions for what I was dealing with. Google
Yeah.
University, YouTube University. So how do I make my hair shinier? Type it up.
Yeah.
So going down the rabbit hole, I ended up
Yeah.
learning about ingredients, avocado oil, castor oil, those different things that had, and there are different properties and benefits for hair and skin. So I
Okay.
said, okay, what happens if I mix this and that together in a bottle? What do I get? And that's how the organic oil blend was born. It's just
Okay.
organic oils that I would go to my local farmers market, Whole Food
Ah.
store, and
Mm-hmm.
put them together. So there was no deeper science behind it at the time than just raw
Okay.
ingredients based on information that was available online to me, and
That's
trial and
amazing.
error on myself and my family.
Yeah, talk to me about the trial and error. Were there some that you're like, absolutely not, this isn't working? Like, when was it that you got to the point where you're like, this is my aha moment. This is it. This is the formula.
Well, with the oil blend, of course, I went through, there are different types of castor oils, of course. You
Hmm.
don't want to go through the stuff that's ultra refined because you lose some of that raw natural
Okay.
benefit from it, right? So with the oil, since it was the first thing, how do I balance the thickness of this
Okay.
and that? And I did not want anything too perfumey, so I had to learn about essential oils as well to give it a little bit of a
Hmm.
fragrance while still retaining some of these good properties, right? So the aha moment for me was after the oil was being sold for a while, just in my community with people around me, not even online or nothing like that.
Wow.
And then one day somebody said, oh my gosh, I love your oil so much. Do you have a shampoo?
Ah, okay.
I was like, wait. I'm still at my job, you know what I'm saying? Like in law enforcement. I'm like, who do you think I am? Where do I get a shampoo from? But that sparked my curiosity. I'm like, wait, I do need a good shampoo because at that time, Kelly, I feel like a lot of the things I was using, they were not catered towards my texture because
Sure.
natural hair does not like anything that's going to make it dry out and make it feel dry
Okay.
and brittle. And a lot of the shampoos I was using at the time would leave my hair feeling squeaky, like stripped of its natural
Interesting.
and
Okay.
everything. So I was like, how do you make shampoo? So I started looking into that. And then I made
Talk to me
shampoo.
about that process. Like, where do you even start with that?
Well, back online I went.
Yeah.
I looked at some of the different shampoos that I liked, what I liked about them and what I did not like, what they had in
Okay.
common, and then what was missing. And I
Okay.
discovered yet again that there are certain things like if you want a moisturizing shampoo versus a clarifying shampoo versus a collating shampoo, there's different
Yeah.
types. So my natural hair in its natural state, like moisturizing shampoo. And what was missing were some of these natural extracts and oils still in that mixture. And that is
Okay.
why our cocoa mint moisture rich shampoo has a ton of good oils in it. Our shampoo in Curls Dynasty has a lot of essential oils and natural oils in it that allows
Okay.
your hair to retain moisture. You get that conditioning factor even as you're cleansing.
Okay. Okay. I know someone came up to you and said, I have to have this, that you sold the first product to someone. First of all, who was that person? Do you remember?
That was my coworker. Her name is
No
Crystal
way.
Miller. I will forever shout out Crystal Miller
Dang,
whenever I
Crystal.
talk about Girls Dynasty. Yes, she was my office mate. At the time, I was a victims advocate working at
Wow.
Women's Trust of Broward County.
Oh
Yes,
my.
yes, we shared
That's
an
some heavy
office.
stuff.
Oh yeah, don't let me get into that because
Yeah.
shortly
Yeah.
after I was promoted to what they call the invest advocate, and that's the person that deals with the high lethality cases.
Whew.
So that in itself is a whole other story, Kelly.
Yeah.
But
Whole other world. Yeah.
Crystal was natural all her life. Not like
Okay.
me, got the
Oh,
relaxer and then came into this thing. But she's like, how is it you just got here with this hair thing? You just
right.
getting to the natural hair thing, but I've been doing it all my life. Your hair looks better than mine. What are
Hmm.
you doing?
All right. And you're like, it's my literal secret sauce.
Listen, I had to put Crystal on, and now to this day, she's a customer.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, how did you then? Okay, you've got Crystal, which shout out, we got that. Then it was taking off in your community, but when did you think I'm going to go commercial with this? Like I need to scale it. How do you scale something like that? Yeah, that's the question. How do you
Oh,
scale then?
it was incremental for me.
Okay.
There are many other founder stories where folks had, opportunities and funding
Mm-hmm.
to be able to do certain things much faster. But for me, still doing this as a fun pastime, fun
Yeah.
hobby, I was not even really thinking commercial until someone, I don't remember who it is, Kelly, but someone from another state wanted to purchase the product because a family member had told them. And I
Okay.
had no idea about shipping anything to anyone.
Right.
And I'm like, how do I make this easier? Because at that point in time, I have oil in my purse, in the trunk of my car, like I'm slinging oil everywhere I go. So, like, how do I make this easier for myself where I'm like not constantly on the phone with somebody? They could just order it online
Yeah.
and then figure out how to ship it. So I went on Etsy.
Okay.
I created a little Etsy shop.
Okay.
And then that started moving. No ads, no nothing, just me showing up on Instagram. I started my Instagram page February 2016 and
All
just
right.
showing up every single day talking about this, showing results on myself, on some people who were okay to show. And it got traction. People on Etsy were buying like crazy until someone all the way in Israel. I was like, wait a minute, how did you even
That's
find
unreal.
me?
Wow.
Yes. So that was one of those moments where I knew I'm like, okay, maybe this is more than just a fun hobby. Maybe you actually latched onto something, a need,
Yeah.
people that you can take further. That's when I started taking this
All right.
other level. So as far as like scaling from there, um, at that point in time, I don't know if I mentioned, but I was selling this thing, the naked condiment bottle.
Okay.
No labels, no stickers, no nothing. Right.
Just a plain old bottle.
That's the plain old bottle with the pointy tip. I was like, all right, y'all
That's
want to
awesome.
you're gonna get it, right? So now I'm like, I need to take this to the next level. So I
Yeah.
hired a friend of mine from church who did graphic design. And what I love about Curls Dynasty, Kelly, is that the entire story from the naked bottle to where we are now is still on the page. You can see it
I love
all.
it. Love.
Yes. So it's just over time. So 2017, I connected with a marketing firm
Okay.
who taught me all about branding as far as like colors, fonts, and all of that. Actually created a good website for me to this day. That's that same website that we have touched up over time.
Okay.
And that opened doors. And I know you asked me about scaling. It's a little bit of a, but I gotta
No, we're
show
getting
you
there.
learning. And after we upgraded the labels, the website, and everything, and I learned about email marketing, text marketing, and all that good stuff,
Mhm.
Facebook ads, that I started doing hair shows, trade shows.
Okay.
Yes, and that's where a buyer from Target first noticed.
No
Curls
way.
Dynasty. Yes.
Oh, that's casual. Just a buyer from Target. I don't know.
Yeah, apparently later on I'm finding out that they had been seeing the brand online and it piqued
No
their
way.
so they came to look for us at that show.
Well, that's quite a high compliment. I'm sorry, right? That's a moment.
Yes. And from there, I was like, okay, here's this thing. I'm hearing about it. I had connected through that same marketing firm with a sales company,
Okay.
GBL Sales, shout out. Jermaine, who is my business fairy godmother. She's the one who facilitates all of that, like connects with distributors, who
Okay.
connects with big box chains. Because still at this point, I'm just the person who makes products and have fun talking to the girls about it and showing cute
Yeah.
little styles. All this extra stuff, Kelly, I don't know. So I needed the experts to come
Yeah.
around me to really take care of those things and really help me grow. And that's what GBL Sales did by stepping in and connecting me with Target, the meetings and everything.
Okay. Got it. Where are you distributed now? Where can people find you?
Ooh, Curls Dynasty has gone way above my head at this point. I go on Amazon and I see people selling. I'm like, where'd you even get it from?
Oh, that's got to be disheartening.
It has its ups and downs. It's a
Yeah.
mix because it's great that your brand has grown to a point where it's everywhere
Mm-hmm.
around the world, but also you lose a certain amount of control over certain things because
For
even
sure.
customers could purchase straight from the website and flip it somewhere
Yeah.
else. You
Yeah.
can't really control that.
Yeah.
But we got into Target. Target was our first major national retail partner. That was
Amazing.
a full circle for me, Kelly, because my first real job at 17 when I was homeless was Target.
Oh, get out of town. Oh my
Yes,
goodness gracious. That is
full circle.
unbelievable.
Yes. And I was like, well, you know what? Look at God. Because I was
Yeah.
hired as a seasonal worker during the holiday season.
Oh
I
my.
loved the job and they kept me on. And then years later, first retail partner was Target.
Oh my God.
Yes. When I got to go to HQ and I was like, guys, I don't know. I don't know if y'all understand what this means for me. And that whole, I shared that story in the room and everybody was like, what? Your same reaction. Same reaction.
Oh,
Yes.
that just needs a moment, right? I bet. I mean, that is just like, oh, that warms my heart. You are amazing. That is absolutely amazing.
Oh, thank you. It's been quite the journey. So from Target, we went over to Walmart and then Kroger stores, and
Okay.
there are a ton of other beauty supply stores
Okay.
everywhere that carry the products.
Unreal. Curls Dynasty.
Yeah.
Tell me where the name came from.
Whew. So there is a lot between a Black woman and her hair.
Yes.
Yes. So history, just family principles, etc. I wanted something, and a lot of it, there's a lot of negative stigma as well, at least around the time. Now, over the years, we've made a lot of great strides about
Yeah.
embracing our texture.
Yeah.
But a lot of the conversation a few years ago was centered around even us liking our hair, because the reason why we would relax it is because it's hard to manage, right? Quote unquote.
Right. Quote unquote. Yeah.
It's
Right.
unsightly, it's difficult to manage. Just the words that were used to describe them were not always positive.
Yeah.
And I wanted something that captured just how, because your hair is your glory, it's your crown. It is. I
It
wanted
is.
something that captured not just the hair, but also a little bit about royalty and history,
Mm-hmm.
so dynasty.
Mm-hmm.
And that really was it. I just
That
wanted
was it.
immediately, once they come across anything Curls Dynasty related, to feel that love and that power, roots and history all at once, knowing that they're going to
Yeah.
get amazing service, courtesy, and great products that do what they say they do.
Yeah. If somebody's listening and thinking, you know what, I'm done with the relaxers too for a multitude of reasons. I want to embrace my own natural hair. What are some of the words of wisdom that you might have for those women?
Girl, yes. Immediately, yes. And absolutely, the second thing I would say is lean in, because
Okay.
at first, if it's been a while since you've dealt
Yeah.
or had to do your hair in its natural state, it can seem a little daunting, but that's just misinformation and not having
Okay.
technique in quality products. That's
Okay.
why Curls Dynasty also spent a lot of time around education and information. It is really not hard to take care of your natural hair if you have a little technique and the right products, right? So I would advise this person to see a professional so that they can have actual advice on whether they're transitioning like I did or big
Mhm.
chopping. Okay. And
Yeah.
that person can give them the tools on how to care for their hair at home. And definitely at least once a month, see that professional to make sure you are on track, because split ends and what we call fairy knots, that's just little, when your curly
Mhm.
hair was high, little knots, you gotta watch out for those as well. So girl, have
Okay.
fun, lean in, and trust the process. It's gonna
Do
be worth
it.
it. It's worth it.
It's worth it. I love it.
Yeah.
What is next for the brand?
Dynasty, man. So things have changed a lot
Okay.
over the past few years. During the, after COVID and during, we saw a huge hike in support for the brand. And then naturally, after that, I believe maybe about 2.5, 3 years ago, things started to change a lot. First with the update that Apple had done around late 2021 that changed how ads are delivered.
Mm-hmm.
That made it more difficult or more expensive to acquire a customer. Yeah.
Hmm.
I'm getting a little technical here.
No, it's good.
Yes. So we saw a little bit of a slowdown. And then, of course, you always have to stay on top of trends and see what's working. And then came TikTok.
Yeah.
So Curls Dynasty is just going to continue to just survey our customers. We do that on a regular basis to ask them, what do you like? What's working? What's not working? What do you want from us? And we create and move from that place based on what statistics and what the responses are.
Got it. All right.
Creating.
I've got a feeling you got something up your sleeve. A couple things, maybe.
Always. Gotta be plotting, These are girls what they want.
Oh, I love it. So good. All right, we're going to transition to another topic, IBol Beauty Salon.
Yes.
It is the first chain of 24-hour hair salons. How did you come up with this idea? Like, we've got the product line. Now we're switching over into the salon.
Yes.
Let's go there.
Okay. So over the years, Curls Dynasty really does a great job of staying in touch and communicating with our customers, like I just mentioned. It's something I say all the time. Everyone sends blast emails and newsletters, but I don't know if everyone gets customers that actually reply to those. My customers
Sure.
reply. And a
Oh,
lot
wow.
of times I would get the question, do y'all do hair? Or
Mhm.
when we say no, can you refer us to someone who does? And I
Sure.
was like, okay, so there's a need, because as I'm speaking to the girls, trying to give those tips and educating them online and telling them to connect with a professional, they need resources for that as well.
Sure.
I said, okay, I can become that resource as much as possible. So in my warehouse, at the time, a couple of years ago, there were many rooms, office rooms that were vacant.
Okay.
I turned one of the rooms into a salon. I kid you not. Again, here's me seeing a need and having fun. It
I
took
love
off.
it. Oh my God.
Really well. And we were getting clients. And over time, I had to let go of that place. I no longer needed it.
Okay.
So IBol was just, okay, back to the back burner for a while. But I know I
Yeah.
always wanted to bring it back. And that's what I did last year. But the difference here is this. The structure that I wanted for it this time, being this long in business, I've learned a lot about overhead. So I wanted to house this brand, this business in a place where the overhead is, low,
Yeah.
minimum profit, etc. So I started looking into 24-hour salons,
Okay.
24-hour access buildings. So
Ah,
I go in there, I'm like, wait, this place is 24-hour access, but no one uses it for the full 24 hours. Why not?
yeah.
I said, I'm gonna use it. And I just need to find a couple crazy hairstylists who are just go-getters and fun people like me who are willing to come in and work. I'm like, we have different jobs and they have shifts.
Okay.
And when I used to work in law enforcement, we had shift work. So why not in a
Mhm.
salon? And so many times, Kelly, I would have a trip, something important to do, and I would need someone to do my hair in preparation. I could
Okay.
not find anyone. It is such a chore to find a hairstylist online in this day and age. You have to read through pages and pages of terms and conditions. They cancel on you abruptly. So I was like, no, no, no. I want to create a place where I can actually speak to someone if I need to book.
Okay.
I could pick up the phone and call. I could text and connect with somebody. And life does not stop at 6 p.m. We all work, most of us,
Right.
5. Like, I don't have to take a day off to get my hair done. So this is where all of that came from.
All right. All right. Amazing. So you're running a salon around the clock. That's a bold concept. What have some of the unexpected challenges or wins been since opening the salon?
You might not believe this, but the biggest struggle, I would say, has been, gosh, how do I frame this? The stylists.
Okay.
So it's always the who. There's the how, there's the what, but it's really the people who come alongside you that you partner with in the thing
Yeah.
that can really make the difference. It's the right people, the right who's on your team. And that was the biggest trial and error part of IBol Beauty so far, believe it or not. I had hired a first group of women, talented. They're all talented.
Mhm.
But again, with the age of social media, a lot of people, even fresh out of school sometimes, just want to open their own with
Yeah,
no
sure.
actual training
Sure.
in business,
Yep.
just skills on how to do hair. So while they had talent, they were okay to come on the team and get started, but
Okay.
no one knew how to work as a team. Everyone wanted to
Got it.
be the Instagram star and do their own thing. And that was not cohesive. That was not the experience I wanted to deliver to my clients.
Okay.
So continued the hiring process and through leadership, communicating, leaning in with my team. I am happy to say that across 3 salons, I have top-notch
All
women
right.
who love
Awesome.
what they do and serve wholeheartedly.
I love that.
Yes.
How do you think your experience with Curls Dynasty kind of helped shape this approach to building the salons as well? Any learnings that you kind of took with you?
Yes. You know, I think the main thing here would be just really having a strong desire to serve people, Kelly.
Okay. Mhm.
Because even as Curls Dynasty continued to grow and expand, I never wanted to lose touch
Yeah.
with my clients and customers. So I would always be in the DMs. I'd always be in the comment
Yeah.
section. Always, even with some of the newsletters, even when I had a team that was crafting emails, I said, no, there are certain things I wanted to be the one to write with
Sure.
my own voice. So
Yep.
that translated over, like people want to be seen, they want to feel appreciated, they just want that human experience. And that transferred over to IBol. And I think that authenticity, that warmth is the main thing that has actually helped it to explode. Aside from the
Okay.
whole 24-hour thing, people are so curious about it.
Yeah.
But once
It's a
they
good hook.
actually try to get in touch and the way that we connect with them, make sure they return over and over and refer people.
Yeah, I love that. What advice do you have for beauty entrepreneurs who want to challenge, the traditional salon concept like you have?
Go for it.
Yeah.
Because I have this thing, I don't know exactly who said it, but quiet women don't make history.
Yeah, that is a thing.
I
Yeah.
love
You're
that
right.
quote. And a lot of times, especially from, if you come from a small family or small community where you're encouraged to not make noise, like be seen, but not
Yeah.
type of thing. A lot of us have great ideas that we have and innovations, and it's just really fear. And
Yeah.
sometimes that fear not only is from within, but from so-called friends who would tell you, I've had people tell me that my business, close friend, could even say best friend, that told me Curls Dynasty would fail.
Ah,
Oh yeah.
yuck. That's ick. I don't like that. I don't
Yeah.
like that at all.
Yeah. I was told that. And to this day, that relationship has changed. And the
Yeah.
person owned up to it and they took back their words. But I think that's what kills a lot of dreams for people more
Yeah.
than fear of failure is people telling you that it cannot be done. So
Right.
there's room for everyone. No market is so saturated. If you come in and you put your own unique spin on anything, you
Mhm.
can carve a new lane, or even if it's not new, you can still do well
Yeah.
and be successful. Just
Yeah.
go for it.
Just go for it. I love it. I love your enthusiasm. I love your, I don't know, fervor for life, if that's the word. It's great. It's
Yeah,
contagious.
you got to. You got to. Come on now.
Congratulations on all of your success. It's amazing. And that Target story, I think I'm going to go and look at the shelves of Target, and I'm going to look at your product, and I'm going to think of you. I'm going to do it. It's so beautiful. All right. Now we're going to get to the tease quick takes, where I'm going to just fire a couple questions at you, and I want your honest, off the cuff answer. And I think this is going to be great.
Oh boy.
All right. What is your go-to song, playlist, or podcast to listen to when you're like in the zone working?
You don't have to be rich to be
Ah!
that song.
Love that.
My
That's
friend,
good.
it just I
Prince.
cannot. It gets me going.
You're just in it. You're
It
like, yeah.
gets me going.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Love.
if I am having a long work day and I need to catch my second wind. I know
Mhm.
immediately I put that on, I'm gonna be good.
Love.
But
Love
aside
a little
from that,
Prince.
every single morning I start my day with meditation and praise and worship.
Okay. Mhm.
That's Be Praised by Todd, I believe. That's my other go-to. Between those
Okay.
two, I'm good to go.
I love it.
Yes.
Prince and God. That's what we need.
Oh, listen, I will not do a thing without God. I'll tell you that.
Same. Okay. What is your bucket list item, or what bucket list item do you most want to check off in the next 6 months?
6 months, Kelly?
Yeah. We're getting after it. You're getting after it. Come on, let's go.
Gosh. Okay, I want to go to Italy so bad.
Okay, love that.
Yes, 6 months. Oh, you're gonna make me have to like keep my word on this one.
Yes, I'm gonna check back with you.
Okay, we're gonna go to Italy.
All right, Italy it is. What is a current social media trend that you just do not understand or do not like? It's just like can't get behind it.
Lord, I don't know if that one's a trend, but it definitely caught my attention. Recently, and the algorithm just loves to feed you stuff.
Indeed.
I saw one video of a young lady who was having her hair washed with feces.
No, absolutely not. That's absolutely nope.
Immediately no. I'm like, wait, this is a thing.
Mm.
It came across my feed because I'm in hair, so they think I was
Right.
hair
Gross.
like right. So then it started to show me more videos. I'm like, there's no way this is a trend. No way.
No,
Yeah.
we're just gonna no. All right, last one. If you could have an unlimited supply of one thing for the rest of your life, what would you pick? This can be a product, it can be food, it can be an
I'm
object.
gonna go with ginger tea.
Ginger tea. All right. I like that.
I love that. And if I can get a second, as far as
Yeah.
product,
All right. We'll give you 2.
Kalahari smoothie leave-in from Curls Dynasty. That thing melts into your strands. You'll be happy for life.
Okay. All right. Speaking of Curls Dynasty, we know where we can find it. Where can we find you on the socials? Like, let us have it.
Ooh, everything at Curls Dynasty, as it's spelled. Facebook, Twitter, everywhere. And then for myself, it's Nickie Nougaisse, Nickienou.
All right. We're going to follow you there. We're going to cheer you on from the socials.
Yes, and such an amazing opportunity. I love chatting with you. This is great.
Same. This was fantastic. Thank you. And congrats again on all of your success.
Thank you. And to your team as well. You and your team, you guys are doing an amazing job.
Thank you. All right, Jeff. I mean, I love a founder story, right? I mean, you're mixing concoctions based out of need and things that you want, and poof, out comes literally retail shelf space at Target. I'm sorry. That full circle moment is incredible. Great job, Nickie. Be sure to hit subscribe, rate, and review, and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok at Read the Tease, and sending questions to volumeup@thetease.com.
Volume Up is a Tease Media production. This episode was produced by Monica Hickey and Madeline Hickey. James Arvake is our editor and audio engineer. Thank you to our creative team for the custom Volume Up theme song and for putting together the graphics for this episode.